Let me ask you something real. What would your life look like if fear had absolutely no power over you? Seriously, take a breath and imagine it. A life where your decisions aren't filtered through anxiety, self-doubt, or the constant what-ifs. A life where you're not paralyzed by the possibility of failure, rejection, or judgment. What would you pursue? Who would you become? Would you write that book you've been thinking about for years? Would you start that business? Would you speak up for yourself? Would you walk away from what's breaking you and walk toward what sets you free? Here's the truth most people miss. Fear isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. It whispers things like, be realistic, stay where it's safe, wait until the timing is perfect. Who do you think you are? But listen, perfect timing is a myth. Fear will always try to convince you that you're not ready, that you need more information, more validation, more security. But guess what? If you're always waiting to stop being afraid, you'll wait forever, because fear doesn't just disappear. It doesn't go away because the road gets easier. It goes quiet when you get stronger. And what makes you stronger? Faith. Faith is not about never being afraid. Faith is about not letting fear be the driver. Faith is about saying, yes, I'm scared, but I'm moving anyway. It's the belief that there's something greater guiding you, that even in uncertainty, you are not alone, that your purpose is more powerful than your fear. Let's break it down clearly. Fear says, you'll fail. You're not smart enough. You're too old. You're too young. You don't have what it takes. But faith says, I was made for this. My timing is perfect. I can grow through this. I have everything I need to begin. I'm not alone in this journey. Fear builds walls around your life. Faith opens doors. Fear paralyzes you. Faith energizes you. Fear says, what if it all falls apart? Faith counters. But what if it all comes together? You see, every dream you have, every idea that lights a fire inside of you, it was planted for a reason. You're not crazy for wanting more. You're not delusional for dreaming big. You're designed for growth. But here's the catch. Growth requires risk. It requires courage. It requires you to walk with shaky legs, trembling hands, and a pounding heart. And go anyway. The people you look up to, they were scared too. The authors, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the leaders, they all had moments where they questioned everything. They all faced fear. But they didn't let fear win. They chose to move. They chose to try. They chose faith. Faith is not just something you believe in your head. It's something you live. It's taking that job interview even when you're nervous. It's making that phone call. It's enrolling in that course. It's saying yes when your fear is begging you to say no. Faith is not the absence of fear. It's the resistance to fear's control. Because fear will always be there. It will ride in the car with you. But you don't have to let it take the wheel. Let's go even deeper. Faith is also trust. Trust that the universe has your back. Trust that failure is not fatal. Trust that every detour is preparing you. Trust that even in silence, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is working behind the scenes. Faith is what turns your pain into purpose, your fear into fire, your doubt into direction. You might say, but what if I try and fail? Then you learn. Then you grow. Then you rise again. Because failure is not the enemy. Staying stuck is. You weren't born to live small. You weren't created to just survive. You were designed to thrive, to build, to lead, to inspire. But fear keeps you in survival mode. It convinces you that playing small is safer. But let me tell you something. Your comfort zone may feel safe, but nothing grows there. Every time you choose faith, even in the smallest ways, you expand your world. You open up space for miracles. You welcome in opportunities. You unlock strength you never knew existed. Let's say you have a dream, but you don't know where to start. That's okay. Start messy. Start scared. Start uncertain. Just start. Because once you do, momentum builds. Courage grows. Faith multiplies. And fear? Fear begins to shrink. When you trust in something greater than your fear, you walk with a different energy. You speak differently. You carry yourself differently. You radiate possibility. And here's something powerful. Faith isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily choice. It's waking up every morning and choosing to believe again, to rise again, to trust again, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Faith says, I may not know how this ends, but I know who I am. I may not know the outcome, but I know my heart. I may not feel ready, but I trust that I'm being guided. So let me ask you this again. What would your life look like if fear had no power over you? What would you build? Who would you become? How would your days feel? Because the life you're dreaming of, it's not a fantasy. It's a possibility. But it requires one thing. You choosing faith, not someday, not when it's convenient, but today, right now. Faith over fear, courage over comfort, purpose over perfection. You don't need to be fearless to live fully. You just need to be faithful. So choose faith, even when you're scared, even when you're tired, even when the world tells you to quit. Because your future self, the one who made it, the one who rose above, the one who's living the life you dream about, is counting on you to believe now. And if this message reached your heart, if it reminded you of your strength, your worth, your vision, then please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs this message. Because fear does not get the final word. Faith does.